did
We
not
need
get
to
that.
talk about Steve Irwin. That'll be a good topic too.
Steve Irwin.
Whatchamacallit, the croc, because that was big in the 90s too, like wrestling and Crocodile Hunter.
You want to do an episode about it?
Now we can just kind of squeeze that a little bit into this one.
Yeah,
What we were talking about before we cut off?
bitch ain't get no juice. I brought up sitcoms.
Oh yeah, rewatchable sitcom.
Oh,
We was talking about Tyler Perry sitcom.
yeah, I was gonna look some up real quick too about that. A statistic on that.
Okay, and then we can talk about like My Wife and Kids, because everybody's saying that was better than Martin and stuff.
You don't think so?
Like, 'cause people were saying Gina, her character on My Wife and Kids is better than Gina.
Yeah, she had more range. But it's also, if you just look at it from like a
Like, I
big
didn't
picture
even watch
standpoint.
like that show to me was like watching Martin and then watching that. I'm like, it's not funny at all.
But it's I mean, they gave Martin more it's hard. The reason that that's true is because she wasn't gonna have the floor more than Martin, so she just never would have had the opportunity to do
Yeah,
so.
Martin had more range to do what he wanted to do.
Versus like My Wife and Kids is like that was a show that really nobody was like a lead on. Like
Yeah,
Damon Wayne was like I liked it because he wasn't like a super lead. He was kind of like just the dad. But some episodes he wouldn't even be as present. Versus
because the
Martin.
thing about that stuff, it really played into the
Mhm.
title, My
Yeah,
Wife and
yeah,
Kids.
for sure. Now, granted, like you are right on like the whole like the value of the show because it just, but it also just didn't have as much energy into it as Martin though either, and it's Martin too.
Right.
It's an easier play. Most like because it's kind of like Martin had more like behind it, so it was gonna do
And
good.
then see, we can. I know what I can say about 90 sitcom versus new ones too. I'm gonna wait. But the main thing with them 90 sitcom stuff, improv. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Improvisation.
Yeah, I mean, and also Martin was like a show about Martin versus My Wife and Kids was like about a lot of shit, and it really was the thing about I'm gonna rewind. I'm gonna rewind a little bit. What are your thoughts on Martin versus My Wife and Kids?
Martin was more entertaining for me, more funnier in my opinion, because Martin had a lot of free. It was the big thing about that show, a lot of improv comedy too.
He had a lot of free reign.